Welcome back on Dynamod. Today I want to propose you a video about how to write some lines and design on the models. In this case I used Dev Company Intercessors ones that I had to finish, and you can find the video of how to paint them and the Black Armour in the description. And this is a way to make the model having more details, more good aspect, because with simple details you can really perfect the model. So now we can go to see some particular techniques. And here you can see, for example, a similar techniques applied with different colors on a Terminator. So I created some parts, some paper on the model, and I painted on it so that I was able to create something that was able to personalize a lot the model. So with little accessories and a bit of writing on the papers and so on, I was able to create a way that the Terminator itself made more personalized, more like your own. So these techniques are a good thing to make that they create something more spectacular and more, I can say, pleasure to see as models. Then I take the Stonewall Grey green color of the Vallejo and I use this as usual for my bases, but in this case you can think of it as a base on where writing, for example, the name of the characters, some symbol to distinguish the units from each other. So use this as an option that you can use to amplify your options about the base and how to personalize your miniatures and maybe your special characters. Then I take a matte varnish and I use this to seal the previous color on the miniature. This is quite useful if you think to go to use this a sort of layer that doesn't ruin the miniature if you go, for example, to delete some mistake that you done when painting and you want to remove that color and so on. So it's quite useful to do such step. It's not something that it's a must, but it's really quite useful. I prefer to use one matte varnish that seal but not make it too shiny the model, so I use a semi-opaque one. Obviously it's up to you decide which one it's better for you, but I prefer this one because I can write the color, the new color on without having that it's too shiny or that the color itself flew away. So it's really quite interesting, and I think that it's one of the main passages that you have to take note about. Then I take in the Rax the Flash of the GU as base for the painting of the white lines, because I needed a really darker color that made a sort of step between the black armor and the white color of the writing that I was doing. About this, it's up to you decide where to put the lines, the strips and the symbols. For example, for the drops I use from starting from the bottom and then create a sort of little point, little dot, and then take a line and then fill in the middle. So it's up to you decide how you want to do, because it's up to you how it's better for you, and quite a lot depends by the size of the drops that you want to do. And about the writing itself, it's up to design some little line in the way that you can create. About the shoulder pads, I created the symbol for the blood angels, and I'm not so good in doing this, but I wanted to do by myself, because anyway afterward I was to go to design a X cross the line to cover it, because it's the symbol for the blood angels of the Death Company. So you can really personalize a lot your models based on how much you are able to create thin lines. Eventually you can correct any mistake about writing if you go to using the base color, in my case the black, so that you are able to adjust everything, or eventually to use a bit of cotton stick and so on to remove the little part, but with I think a bit of color of the previous base. I think that it's better, because if you do thin lines you are able to correct without having any mistake and so on, and it's easier to control. Then to create the white I use the palette witch flash of the Citadel, and I use it to remark every part that I painted, paying attention that I have to make thin traits, so that I make a sort of shadow using the previous gray, so the rocket flash. It's up to you decide if it's worth or better, how much you want that it can become, because eventually you can do another step later to make a sort of other step, and in such ways, doing multi-layering, you can create a shadow and a sort of 3D effect. Remember that you have to pay and take your time, so you can move on, finish a model, the first step, move to the other one, then come back for the second step of the previous one, and so on. You have to take note of your time and decide how to use your time. And another thing that you can create doing this, it's correct errors, so that you can, for example, if you have not done a good job with the previous gray, make sure that you can make the traits and really amplify and better everything. Obviously you can afterward go to correct with some black and so on, so that you can really perfect what you have done. And one thing that I suggest you to do after you finish to paint every step is to seal the color. So use the matte varnish that use the semi-opaque one or so on to close the color, so that you can move to the next one without any worry about this. It's up to you decide how much and so on, but in the case that you don't paint all the model, you simply go to seal the part that you painted, so that it's that one that it's good to do, but it's up to you. Sincerely, I think that these little steps are the best way to make a good work for, I can say, little effort. So you have to pay attention where you draw and where you paint, but it's simple lines, simple designs that you apply, so I think that they are quite effective. And then I taken this entire thread of the scale 75 to paint the red crosses that are on the shoulder pads of my Death Company Intercessors. In this case, I decided to use an angle of 45 degrees about that start from the base of the shoulder pads, and then I try to keep a straight line moving on the curved surface of the shoulder pads themselves. This is to create an angle. You can help yourself try to use some pencil before to keep a trait and so on. It's up to you decide how to paint them, but it's not difficult in this case, because you need simple traits but make it them continued, and it's better if you start thin, because you can enlarge them afterward, so it's not a problem. As you can see, it's really quite easy to make it. So you use the base of the shoulder pads and you design the line, the red line that you need. And I think that it's something that it's really quite interesting about creating what you need, because it let you having the design that you were searching for, at least for the Death Company Intercessors and in general. And as usual, you have to use the matte varnish to seal the color. In this case, because I'm finished the model itself, it's quite important, so go to close to seal the parts that you painted or you adjusted and so on after you finish the model, because it's important to seal it. And a little comparison of a second edition Marine Nib and new Intercessor 1. And so you can create the same model, painting in different ways with such little designs, little drawings, and create something that it's similar but not the same. So you can really make a lot of different paintings and personalize a lot each model, because the details are the ones that create the difference. Changing the different designs and so on, you can really personalize a lot. You can see up here that they are the same ones, and anyway they seem different from each other, even if it's the same miniature often. So up to you. Anyway, from Dynamod it's everything. I invite you to put a like on this video, to subscribe to the channel, to ring the bell, and to comment this video if you are interested in something about this video or you want to suggest me some arguments for other videos. I hope to see you again to the next time.